Okay, let's talk about something we've all seen. You're shopping online, maybe a little too late at night, and that little button pops up, the one that offers to split your payment into 4 easy chunks. It seems almost too good to be true, right? Well, today we're going to pull back the curtain and get into the psychology that makes these buy now, pay later services so hard to resist. I mean, we've all been there. You find something you absolutely love, you see that price tag, and you pause, you hesitate. And then, like magic, you see it, that little button. It is a masterclass in psychology, designed to turn that moment of financial friction into a totally frictionless click.
And this, right here, is where the real magic happens. It's all about reframing the decision. All of a sudden, you're not actually thinking about buying a $200 jacket anymore. No, in your head, the choice right in front of you is about a much smaller, way more manageable $50. The price of the jacket hasn't changed one bit, but they have completely changed how you perceive its cost.
So, how in the world does one little feature have such a massive effect on our spending habits? Well, it all comes down to a really clever psychological trick, one that basically hacks a very specific, very primal part of our brain. So, believe it or not, every time we spend money, our brain feels a little sting. It's a real thing called the pain of paying. Neuroscientists can actually see it in brain scans. The same parts of the brain that light up for physical pain get activated. Think about it. Handing over a crisp $100 bill feels way more significant than just tapping a credit card, right? That's the pain of paying in action. It's our brain's natural braking system to stop us from overspending. And that is the entire point of buy now, pay later. These services are psychologically engineered to just switch off that pain. By breaking down one big, painful number into 4 small, much less painful installments, they effectively let you sidestep your brain's natural hesitation. It's less of a convenience and really more of a psychological workaround.
But here's the catch. When you keep bypassing that natural pain signal over and over, it can have a pretty dangerous side effect. It leads to something called loan stacking, where all those tiny, painless decisions start to pile up into a very real and very painful problem.
And you can see how easily this happens. You buy that jacket for an easy $50 payment. A week later, you see some cool sneakers. It's only a $30 payment today. Then a new gadget for just $40. See? Each choice feels small, totally separate. But before you even realize it, you're not managing one small payment anymore. You're juggling a bunch of different loans at the same time, and the total you owe can get surprisingly huge, really fast.
And look, this isn't just some theoretical thing. A recent study dropped a truly shocking statistic. You ready for this? 25%. That's right, a full quarter of users aren't buying designer jackets or fancy gadgets. They are using these pay-in-4 services to finance everyday necessities, like groceries. This shows a huge shift, you know? It's gone from being a tool for a fun little splurge to a crutch people are using just to cover basic living costs. And that is where things get really dicey.
Which brings us right to the business model itself. Because this cycle of debt, it's not some unfortunate accident. For a lot of these companies, it's actually a key part of the strategy. It's what we can call the debt treadmill. And you've seen the names everywhere, right? Those slick, colorful logos at the checkout, Klarna, Afterpay, Affirm, the list goes on and on. They're the new giants of e-commerce, and their explosive growth comes from how seamlessly they've woven themselves into just about every online store you can think of. So how do they really make their money? Sure, they take a small cut from the merchant, but a huge piece of their business model is built on one simple, very human trait: procrastination. The system is set up to profit when you delay, when you forget, or when you just can't make a payment on time.
Let's just break this down. You miss a payment, bam, you get hit with a late fee. That's direct, easy money for them. But the real goal is to get you on that debt treadmill. The fees start piling up, which makes it even harder to get caught up, and that creates this cycle where the company just keeps profiting from you falling further and further behind. In this model, late fees aren't a penalty, they're a feature.
So what's the big takeaway here? The goal isn't to say these services are evil or that you should never use them. It's about empowering you with the knowledge of what's going on behind the scenes. It's about helping you shift from being a passive consumer to an active, critical thinker about the financial tools you use. And really, that leaves us with one final question. The next time you're staring at that little Pay in 4 button, you'll know exactly what's happening, both in your brain and in their business plan. And you can ask yourself, is this immediate convenience of now really worth the potential cost of later? The choice, of course, is yours.
But now you can make it with your eyes wide open.